Hello, welcome to next session of practice questions of complex stresses. Okay. Question number 30 is in a small concrete cube is submerged deep in water in such a way that the pressure exerted on all faces of cube is P. The maximum shear stress developed inside the cube is option A 0, option B P by 2, option C P, option D 2P. So as the cube is submerged deep in water, so there is a hydrostatic stress component of stress. It means the stress in each direction will be same. So in hydrostatic state of stress, there is no shear stress because all the stresses in all the direction are equal. Okay, so the answer is zero. Answer is when there is equal pressure on each side, the maximum shear stress developed is zero. Next question. Figure shows a bar subjected to uniaxial state of stress of 100 MPa. This is a figure and sigma x is 100 MPa. Okay. The magnitude of normal stress at plane 30 degree to the plane of sigma x. Option A 75 43.3 and option B 25 43.3. Option C 25 75, option D 75 75. Okay, as we have to find out the normal and shear stress at a plane making an angle 30 degree to the plane of sigma x. So when it is making an angle 30 degree with the plane of sigma x, then it is making an angle 90 plus 30 degree with the plane of with this plane. Okay, so we have the formula that are making angle for this plane. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, sigma theta is equal to sigma x by 2 minus sigma x by 2 cos theta and tau theta is sigma x by 2 sin theta. So here the angle will be theta will be 90 plus 30. Okay, that is equal to 120. Okay, so we will put sigma theta is equal to 120. So we have sigma theta will be 75 MPa and tau theta is 43.3 MPa. So answer is option B. Okay. Next question is the magnitude of normal and shear stress at a plane 30 degree to the direction of x. So this is the direction of x and this is the same as that of plane of x. Okay. So if we put theta is equal to 30 degree, we can directly get the answer. Okay. That is 25 MPa and 43.3 MPa. Okay. Next question is of biaxial stress. Okay, so this is the biaxial stress problem. Okay, so here sigma x is 100 MPa, sigma y is 50 MPa. Okay, in the figure above, a block is subjected to biaxial state of stress. Sigma x is 100 MPa, sigma y is 50 MPa. So find the magnitude of the normal and shear stress at a plane 30 degree to the plane of sigma x by directly putting similarly as in question 14 and using formula for biaxial stresses. Okay, we can and putting theta is equal to 120 degree in first and in first we can calculate sigma theta and tau theta. Okay, now if now the next question is the magnitude of normal and shear stress at a plane degree to the direction of sigma x. Now if we put theta is equal to 60 as it has been asked that sigma it is we have to find out the normal and shear stress at an angle 60 degree to the direction of sigma x. So it is the same as that of plane of sigma y. or theta, we can directly put theta is equal to 60 degree and can find out. Okay, so putting theta is equal to 60 degree, you can find out sigma theta and tau. Okay, so next question is of pure shear. A block ABCD is subjected to pure shear of 50 MPa on two perpendicular planes as shown in figure. The midpoint of AB, BC, CD, and DE are joined such as EFGH forms another block. The state of stress EFGH is represented by the figure 2. The magnitude of sigma x, sigma y, and tau xy is okay. So this is the figure, and first figure is subjected to a pure shear of 50 MPa, and second figure sigma x, sigma y, and tau yx and tau xy subjected are applied at HGFE. Okay, so option are 50, minus 50, and 0. First option, B option minus 50, 50, and 0. C option minus 50, minus 50, 0. D option 50, 50, 0. Okay, so if we draw the Mohr circle for the first case, so this is the first case, we are taking this as sigma xy, okay, and this as sigma yx. Okay, so this is clockwise. Okay, so we draw it as clockwise 50 MPa. Another is anti-clockwise. So yx will draw, we draw minus 50 MPa. Now to find the stress at plane GH, okay, which is at 45 degree anti-clockwise to the plane DC, or to the plane of this stress. The plane of this stress is this. That in actual figure the angle is 45 degree. So in the real Mohr circle it should be 90 degree. So if this is the plane DC or AB, then this will be the plane. This will be the plane. Uh, then this will be the plane GH or EF. Okay. So at this plane, a compressive stress is acting, that is equal to sigma y. Okay. In the according to figure 2, that is equal to minus 50 MPa. Similarly, at an angle 90 degree, or in Mohr circle at 180 degree, there will be the plane of plane sigma x, and the stress is acting on this plane is sigma x, and so sigma x is 50 MPa, and at here on this plane and on this plane there is no shear stress, so tau xy is 0. So answer is A. Okay. Next question. In the above question, the normal and shear stress at a plane 30 degree to the plane AB is. So this is the plane AB, and we want to calculate the stress at an angle theta at an angle 30 degree. So we will put the general expression of sigma theta, that is sigma theta is minus tau xy sin theta, and tau theta is minus tau xy cos theta. Put theta is equal to 30 degree, we can find out. Okay, these two stresses. Sigma theta is conservative and tau theta is anti-clockwise in direction. Okay, next question is of expressing the equation stress at angle theta. In the above stress system, the value of normal and shear stress at an angle theta 30 degree to the plane AB is. So sigma x is 100 MPa, sigma y is 50 MPa, tau is 50 MPa. Okay. So using formula sigma x plus general formula for three-dimensional stress, sorry, two-dimensional complex system, that is, and putting theta is equal to 30 degree. Okay, we can find out sigma theta and tau theta. Okay, next question is, in the above stress system, the normal stress at an angle theta is to the plane is plane AB is 70 MPa. So this is plane AB at an angle theta. The stress is 70 MPa. But the normal stress at the at an angle 90 plus theta to the plane AB will be. So this is the plane AB, and here sigma y is acting. Here sigma x is acting. Sum of this sigma x and sigma y at any plane will remain same. Will be equal to sum of normal stresses. Okay. So sigma x plus sigma y should be equal to sigma theta 1 plus sigma 90 theta plus 1. So sigma x is 50, sigma y is 100, 70 plus 90 theta 1. Okay. So sigma 90 plus theta is 100. So next question is, next topic is Mohr circle, and question is the state of stress at a point P in a two-dimensional loading is such that the Mohr circle is a point located at 175 mm, or sorry, 175 MPa on the positive normal stress axis. Determine the maximum and minimum principal stresses respectively from the Mohr circle. Okay, options are 175 and 175 MPa. Option B 175 MPa or 0 MPa. Option C 0 and minus 170 MPa. Option D 0 and 0. Okay, so given that the Mohr circle is a point at 175 MPa on positive axis. Okay, 175 MPa on positive axis. Okay, positive normal stress axis. Okay, so this is the Mohr circle at 175 MPa from origin. Now sigma x and sigma y, because Mohr circle is a point, so sigma x, sigma y, sigma 1, sigma 2 will be same. Okay, so sigma x and sigma y will be 175 MPa, and there will be no shear stress because there is no vertical component. Okay, so answer is the answer of first question is the maximum minimum principal stress from the Mohr circle is option A 175 and 175. Second question, determine the direction of the maximum and minimum principal stress at point P from the Mohr circle. Now the Mohr circle is a point, and in all the direction the stresses sigma x and sigma y are 175 MPa. Okay, because it is a point and there is no shear stress, so the direction of the maximum and minimum stresses are all direction. In all the direction the stresses will be same. Okay, so this is a hydrostatic state of stress. Okay, and there is no shear stress. Okay, next question. The state of stress at a point under a plane stress condition is sigma xx 40 MPa, sigma yy 100 MPa, and tau xy 40 MPa. More circle radius representing the given state of stress in MPa. So, because sigma xx is sigma xx is 40 MPa, sigma yy is 100 MPa. Okay, and this shear stress is 40 MPa. Okay, so radius of the Mohr circle is nothing but the maximum shear stress. So the formula for maximum shear stress is sigma hx minus sigma y square plus 4 tau xy square divided by 2. So this is the radius of the Mohr circle. 50 MPa. Okay. Next question is, consider the following statement. On a principal plane, only normal stress acts. On a principal plane, both normal and shear stress act. On a principal plane, only shear stress acts. Isotropic state of stress is independent. of frame of reference. Which of the above statement is are correct? Option A 1 and 4, option B 2 only, option C 2 and 4, option D 2 and 3. Okay, look at this statement. On a principal plane, only normal stress acts. It is right. Okay, there is no shear stress. Okay, so only one is only in first part. Okay, only principal plane, both normal and shear stress from, because there is no shear stress. Okay, on a principal plane, only shear stress is also wrong. So option is 1 and 4. Isotropic state of stress is independent of plane of stress. Isotropic means stress in all the direction is same. Okay, it doesn't depend which is x direction, y direction, or z direction, or any intermediate direction. So isotropic state of stress is independent of frame of reference. So option answer is A. Okay, answer is A. Next, consider the following statement. On a principal plane or maximum normal stress plane, shear stress is zero. Option statement 2. On maximum shear stress plane, it is necessary to have zero normal stress. Third, on a principal plane or maximum normal stress plane, it is not necessary to have zero shear stress. Fourth, on maximum shear stress plane, it is not necessary to have zero normal stress. Which of the above statement is are correct? Option A 1 and 4, B 2, C 2 and 4, D 2 and 3. On a first statement, on a principal plane, maximum or normal stress plane, shear stress is zero. That is correct. Okay. On a because there is no shear stress in maximum normal stress plane or principal plane. Okay. Second, on maximum shear stress plane, it is necessary to have zero normal stress. No, it is not necessary. On maximum shear stress plane, it doesn't. It is not necessary to have zero normal stress because uh, in case of pure shear, only the normal stress is zero in maximum shear stress plane. But whenever there is no pure shear, okay, then there occurs normal stress whose value is sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 or sigma x plus sigma y by 2. Okay, okay. So second is incorrect. On a principal plane or maximum normal stress plane, it is not necessary to have zero shear stress. On principal plane or maximum normal. No, it is necessary to have zero shear stress. That's how the principal plane is defined. Okay. Next, on maximum shear stress plane, it is not necessary to have zero normal stress. So option A is the correct answer because at the plane of so at so this is the more circle. We can see from this. This is the maximum shear stress plane. Here plus sigma 1 plus sigma 2 is acting. Sigma or sigma x plus sigma y 2 is acting. And here sigma 2 plus sigma 1. Okay. So when the magnitude of sigma x and sigma y are opposite, then it will be zero. But it is not necessary to have zero shear stress, zero normal stress. But at these planes, the shear stress will be zero. Okay. Next, the normal stress acting on the plane of maximum shear stress is 100 MPa. Normal stress acting in x direction is 30 MPa. Then the normal stress acting in y direction, option A 30 MPa, option B 70 MPa, option C 130 MPa, option D 170 MPa. We know that the maximum shear stress is summation of sigma x plus sigma y, sorry, sigma x and sigma y divided by 2. Okay, at maximum shear stress strain. So answer will be sigma x normal stress on a plane maximum shear. It should be divided by 2. Okay. So the answer should be 200 minus 1, it should be 170. Okay. Answer is 170 because sigma, this distance is sigma x plus sigma y by 2. Okay. So answer should be 170 ampere. Okay. Okay, thank you and have a nice